Beauty goes more than just superficial, right? A lot of times I think we think about like that skincare and that gloss, but it's really beauty comes within and how you truly feel because you can look radiant and um, be very well put together and all the glowing skin and you're doing everything, but then maybe like internally you're not feeling like your best, right?
Welcome to the Beauty Talk podcast, where we feature how the best medical practitioners help their patients to look better, younger, and healthier. Now, enjoy the show, and here's your host.
Daniel Gao here. I'm the host of Beauty Talk. We feature the top medical practitioners in health and beauty, both inside and out. I have Dr. Mylene Asmar-Rios, a physician specializing in medical aesthetics and weight loss medicine, with over 5 years of hands-on experience transforming patient outcomes through evidence-based personalized care. She is the owner of Aesthetically You and Weight Loss 2, where she integrates advanced aesthetic treatments with metabolic and wellness optimization. In addition to her clinical work, she has more than 20 years of experience in clinical trials, giving her a unique science-driven perspective on patient care. She is known for bridging cutting-edge research with real-world results, empowering patients to look, feel, and perform at their best. So, Dr. Asmar, welcome and glad to have you here.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so let's start off at the very top level. How did you first get interested in the medical field?
Okay, so I got into the medical field. This was like a dream of mine since I was like a little girl. I come from family that has a background in medicine, and I just kind of always saw, them like in the hospital. Like I have like aunts and uncles that are nurse, like they do nursing. My dad did pharmaceutical, so I was just really exposed, and I just really, really like love helping others. And I think that primary care is so important because this is where you really get to like consult with patients and provide them like more awareness of to kind of like any like a lot of patients may have sometimes questions regarding like how can I prevent? So preventative medicine has just always been like kind of a passion of mine. So that's how it came to be.
Okay, got it. So the preventive medicine side you mentioned, but what about the aesthetic side? Like what kind of got you into the aesthetic side of the medical field?
So as we get older, we age, and after having my first child, I actually struggled a little bit with like skin laxity myself, with like the changes that you can feel after becoming a mother, and all the changes you experience through pregnancy and then after pregnancy. And I was like, so many other women I know are probably feeling the same. And then I decided to go into aesthetics because I really want like to help empower other women that are going through the same thing. And it's not just only like women that have given birth, but like just women in general as we get older, we go through like perimenopause, menopause, aging, and just knowing that you have somebody like a support system. I think it's just so important.
Okay. And so that's led you to where you are now. You have your own practice, Aesthetically You and Weight Loss 2. What caused you to want to decide to start your own practice? I mean, why not just work somewhere else? Why decide to start your own practice?
So, the opportunity came. I met a really great nurse practitioner who had many years of experience, and I told her I was interested in learning more about aesthetics, and she took me under her wing, and she helped me get set up with like training for Botox, for weight loss, for threads, fillers, and I just experienced a whole other world that I did not know existed. And, I decided then that this was something I wanted to do for the long run. So, aesthetically you and weight loss to occur.
Got it. Okay. So now that you have this practice, I want to dive a little bit deeper into the treatments that you provide. I know one of them is the weight loss, the GLP-1s. So I'm sure a lot of people have heard about GLP-1s, but for those who do not know what it is, could you explain what is GLP-1?
Yeah, so a GLP-1, so GLP-1 has been around for many, many years. Was first a medication that came to be for diabetics, right? And it's been used for many years on diabetics. Most recently, it has been approved for weight loss for obesity. And this is something that many patients struggle with here, especially here in America. Obesity. You have several different, there's two FDA approved right now, the semaglutide and the tirzepatide. Each one has a different GLP-1 agonist and mechanism of action of how they work. So it's really important that you do follow up with a practitioner that is going to guide you through your weight loss journey. So yeah, the GLP-1 has been around for many years now.
Okay, got it. So now with the GLP-1s, it's largely for weight loss. Would
Mhm.
you say that it's going to be largely good for most people when they want to lose weight, or is it really just going to be good for certain people and maybe not good for other types of people?
So, yes, the population really depends. Like, if you are of a BMI of 25 and more, this would definitely qualify you. You could seek a consultation with a practitioner, and then, decide from there which GLP-1 would be best for you to start on. And this does help. It usually helps between like 1 to 2 pounds a week, which is a gradual loss. You have to take into account you can lose some muscle mass. You can have loose skin as you're losing weight. So you don't want to lose the weight too quickly because then you're struggling with like skin elasticity. So definitely, following up with someone. And yeah, if you have a BMI of 25 and more, definitely is something you can qualify. There is now some protocols for like GLP-1 microdosing. Not this is something that some practitioners are doing as well. They're more for like preventative for cardiovascular diseases and PCOS and other stuff that we've seen in research at this time that can be helpful, right? So for these is for like some patients that don't necessarily want to lose weight, but they want to try target like other health conditions.
Got it. Okay. And you addressed muscle loss in there because I think that's one thing that people who have heard a little bit about GP1s are concerned about. Yeah, you lose the weight, but then you also lose a lot of muscle mass, which is not good for your health. So, how do you address that issue with losing muscle when you're on the GLP-1s?
Yeah, so you don't lose a tons of muscle mass. There is some muscle mass that is lost, but of course, we in our practice we have actually a protein checklist. So there are like a list of proteins that we do recommend. Having a high intake of protein, of course, if you don't have any like medical conditions that would not allow you to have high protein. But if you're able to have a large in protein intake, that's always recommended. And then lifting weights. You don't have to lift like high um, high strength, but you making sure having those repetitions, even if it's low strength that of weight is really good. Even if you're not on a GLP-1, lifting some weights, strength training is really good for muscle mass and your bones.
Okay, got it. And with the weight loss as well, how do you tie in the, I guess I call it diet into it as well? Like, because I'm sure that people get on the GLP-1s, they lose the weight, then they maybe eventually get off of it, but they're still eating the same. So how do you have to address the diet portion of it?
Yeah, so I don't like saying dieting because as soon as you say dieting, I think people think like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna diet, I'm gonna restrict myself, I'm never gonna be able to eat again. So I like to say more like healthy choices, right? Like making sure we're making those clean cuts. So we definitely want, I always present this one plate that I learned actually when I was in a diabetic clinic. It's this plate where you kind of do half of your plate protein, then one fourth you may do like carbs, and then one fourth you do your like vegetables, right? And then like I think again, targeting that protein is really important. Protein actually is very filling as well. So if you get used, it's a little bit of having to get used to eating this. So for somebody that's not very used to eating like this, I always just say, okay, let's just start like, um, let's say breakfast. Did you eat breakfast? Well, what are you eating for breakfast? Let's start there, right? And then we start slowly making those adjustments. So this program that we have at our clinic does do healthy eating, healthy lifestyles management along with your GLP-1 so that you're able to get off the GLP-1 and not have that rebound weight that everybody kind of worries and is concerned about because now you're going to get the tools to have a good management of your weight once you reach your goal and you decide to get off the medication.
Okay. And I want to talk a little bit more about getting off the medication because I think some people think that, oh, if I'm on this, if I take this, then do I need to stay on it for the rest of my life? So how do you address that? Do you have to stay on it for the rest of life? Can you stay on it for the rest of life? Or should you always get off of it once you hit your goal? Like how how do you address that part of it?
Yeah, so I do have patients that is a concern. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to stay on this forever. So, no, you don't have to stay on the medication forever. It really kind of depends how long, how much weight you want to lose, right? And again, it's going to depend. Are you someone that is really allowing for the coaching to occur? Like, are you allowing me to take you from having soda to now maybe we're having soda water to now maybe we're actually just having only water? Are you allowing me to maybe before you were only eating one meal a day? Are you allowing me now to kind of help with some of those items that can help with you having maybe a faster metabolism if we kind of just spread out eating a few times in the day, right, to meet our caloric intake. So I think it's key to understand that it just kind of all plays in together. We want to make sure that you are being coached and that we are having those follow-ups. And we have had actually great success. I have many patients that have lost 50 pounds in like 8 months and they're successfully able to come off the medication. And some of them still ask, hey, can I continue in your coaching program even though I'm not going to be on the medication? Because sometimes I found some of these patients are still needing some kind of like guidance, or they just need like a buddy system or somebody that kind of like continues that motivation for them, and that's completely okay. And we do offer that as well. So I just think that it kind of just depends at your rhythm. We go at your pace. So if you're somebody that's like, I'm on board 100%, I'm doing this, that's great. If you're like, look, I'm gonna have to take it really slow because, I have small children or my lifestyle, or I work at night, so I sleep in the morning and I need just some more adjustments. We just kind of work with you because we understand that that coaching is just it's equally as important as being on the GLP-1.
Got it. Okay. Now, there's also the term Ozempic face, where people are
Yeah.
just kind of hollowing out. They almost look like a skeleton. How can you prevent that? And is that going to happen in everyone, or most people, or some, or very few? So, talk a little bit more about Ozempic face.
Yes. So the Ozempic phase, that it does not occur on everyone. It can happen. I'm not going to say it doesn't, but it can happen. It doesn't occur on everyone. This is important to not lose a lot of weight all at once. So if you're somebody that is trying to lose 10 pounds in 1 week and then in 1 month you wanted to lose 50 pounds, then that can be concerning. And this is where you start seeing not only like the fat loss, but you start seeing the muscle mass loss because you're losing weight too quickly and maybe you're not having a good caloric intake. And so the Ozempic phase can occur. So ways that we can prevent Ozempic phase is gradually losing the weight, and also skincare is really important. So making sure your retinol is really great for skin tightening. That helps a lot. Sunscreen, we want to make sure that even during the winter time, we do need sunscreen. It's really necessary and important. And just following up with the good skincare routine, I think is going to help with that and also your protein intake.
Got it. Okay. Now, another thing I want to go over was loose skin, which you kind of mentioned as well. So after people lose the weight, now they have all this loose skin. How can they resolve that loose skin?
So the loose skin, this is where you would have to implement some procedures. So depending what you have with that loose skin. So protein intake, strength training is two main things. Skincare, you could do body skincare as well. There are creams, moisturizers that come with retinol nowadays that you can use for skincare. There's a lot of like skincare that has peptides to help with that collagen buildup. You also want to make sure that you're doing microneedling. Microneedling is something that we definitely suggest all our patients to have. It's great for your face, your body. It's great for skincare. It usually takes about like 3 to 4 treatments to start seeing some really good results, but it helps a lot with that collagen buildup, with that skin firming. Then lasers also are really great. So you definitely want to kind of look a little bit into having some procedures done for this skin tightening.
Okay. And I'm sure that you get a lot of misconceptions or myths that you hear from your clients and your patients about these treatments. What would you say is some of the most common misconceptions or myths that you hear?
So I think one of the most common misconception is I'm gonna get on this medication. I'm gonna have to be on it for forever, and I'm never gonna be able to get off it. I think it is the number one concern that I hear from my patients. And this again goes back into like a little bit of coaching and what the medication can do, and if you're a candidate and a good fit for this, maybe you just maybe need to lose a little bit of weight, and then in that case, maybe we just need to do a coaching program with you and not necessarily the GLP-1. Then I think another concern people have is the rebound weight. Once I get off it, I'm gonna just gain all the weight. And I've heard all these horror stories that people got off it and they gained triple the amount of weight. And I think that has to do a lot with, are you losing the weight too quickly? Are you implementing exercising? Are you eating correctly? Are you doing the lifestyle modifications that you need? So those are the things that are really, really important. And then I think lastly is appetite suppression, because people wonder so much like, okay, now I'm going to get off this medication. I was on this medication and my appetite was suppressed, but now I'm going to start eating a lot. And for people that are on in this position, I say gradually get off the medication. Don't all of a sudden just suddenly get off the medication. I would suggest just slowly, gradually getting off the medications to allow your body to kind of get used to that hunger again. You're welcoming your appetite back. We also, one thing we do in our practice is that we don't necessarily always want to like completely suppress your appetite because we don't want you to be on starvation mode. So sometimes, little by little, we start learning to awaken our appetite and how to control that and making sure that we're choosing our protein other instead of other foods. So I think that's one of the ones that people are really concerned about as well as having to feel that appetite again.
Got it. Okay. And let's say someone is looking to lose some weight, they're interested in the GLP-1s, and they start looking around and they find all these options. They
Mhm.
find that, hey, I can just go online, get my own GLP-1s, and just stick myself with a needle and I'm good to go. And it's really cheap and I don't have to worry about it. But then you also mentioned a lot of the importance of coaching. So, what advice would you give to someone as they're doing their search to get the solution that's really the best for them? If they do work with somebody, finding someone who has good experience, good knowledge, can help them hit their goals, what advice would you give to this person as they're doing their search?
Yes. So for those that are doing this search and want to get on the GLP-1, definitely search Google, um, ChatGPT, so many things out there nowadays that you can ask to find out more information. Then I think meeting with an actual provider is key because that provider can give you more of like what the program is, what the benefits can be, if you're truly a good candidate for this. I know that there's a lot of like websites that you can go, you can sign up, and then they ship you the medication, but then you're maybe left with no guidance. So at that point, I think that it's important to understand that program that you're signing up for. Do they have maybe like a team that you can reach out to? Will they answer questions for you via email? Do they have a chat that you can answer? Do they have like maybe a group, like a support system where other people are doing this as well? I think those are good questions to ask when you're wanting to get into a program and wanting to know more about this. If you already feel very comfortable and you feel like you don't need anybody, and then you could just go online and you could get the medication, and then you can just do a renewal link once a month, then that and you feel that that's good for you, then that's great and that's fantastic. But if you are somebody that wants more questions, then I would definitely make sure that the group you're wanting to work with, even if maybe they don't hop on a call with you, what ways can you reach out to them to get your questions answered? There are symptoms that can come with this GLP-1. Um, Nausea is one of the most common ones that I see in clinic. So one thing to like I think address is um, will that team provide you anything with like for like nausea? If you have some really bad symptoms, who are you reporting that to? Who are you going to ask? Of course, there's always the hospital. You can go to the emergency room if you're in severe symptoms, but if you're not having severe symptoms, like who can you talk to about this? I think those are important questions.
Got it. Okay. Now, Dr. Asmar, I'm sure that throughout your experience, you've had some maybe memorable cases or challenging cases. Is there maybe one story that you can share of one of those cases and how you were able to get them a successful outcome in the end?
Yeah, so I had one of my very first patients. This patient was was wanting to lose about 80 pounds. And when we first started, they were like, I want to go on the GLP-1. I want to lose 80 pounds. And like, how do I sign up and how do I get on board? And as we started talking, they were like, oh, I have to do like weekly calls with you. You have a coaching program. Like, what if I didn't want to be part of this coaching program? And they really just only wanted the medication and they didn't want to do the coaching.
Mm,
And it was challenging for me because I knew that this client could really benefit from having the GLP-1 because they were overweight and they had some arthritis problems, and losing the weight could really help with some relief. And but I also understood that it's so important, the coaching, because eventually when this client lost the weight, I didn't want them to fall back into their old habits, or to feel like they didn't have a support system, or of course losing the weight too quickly and now they have all this loose skin and muscle mass that they have lost. And maybe they feel like, okay, I'm going to stop the medication, and then they don't reach their goal, because that is something that can occur also. Some patients stop the medication because they feel like they're getting other effects that they weren't thinking about before. So it was definitely lots of coaching, lots of talking. Finally, the patient a lot was like, "Okay, I'll give you a try." And it was just really slow, baby steps. And a year and a half later, she's still my patient. She has successfully lost all her weight. She has before and afters that we have actually shared in our social media, and she is very, very, very happy with the results. And she continues to do our coaching, and and it's just been great. But it definitely took us a while before we got to this point. And she has been one of my most challenging clients, I would say, but it was very rewarding to see how successful she has been.
got it. Okay, that's wonderful to hear. Now, where do you think the future of weight loss is going with the GLP-1s and all that?
Oh, so I think the future, it's definitely for the long run. It's definitely going to stay here. It has great results as bariatric surgery, are having really, really good results. It's more success. It gives more people access. A lot more people have access to it. People that cannot do surgery are able to get on this weight loss medication and lose the weight. So I definitely think that this is here to stay for a very long time. Just the way it's here to stay to control diabetes. I think it's here to stay to control obesity.
Got it. Okay. And for your practice, aesthetically you and weight loss too, what is your vision for your practice?
So my vision for my practice is to be kind of like a one-stop shop. Like, we do it all, right? Like, I want to address your skincare. I want to address your hair loss. I want to address your aging, right? If you want something for anti-aging, whether that's procedures, whether that's some Botox, whether that's some fillers, whether that's just skincare, weight loss, we do some vitamins, we do IV therapy, we have a lot of different procedures that we do other than just weight loss. And this just falls into aesthetics. And again, it's about, for me, not just looking at just one audience, but looking at overall, and how you may feel and how your confidence can be affected by age as you age, and how we can make it all about you, because that is our logo. It's all about you as soon as you walk into that door. And we want to make sure that you are the best version of you and you feel that confidence when you walk out the door.
Awesome. Wow. Great way of putting it. So, Dr. Asmar, I have one last question for you, but before
Yeah.
I ask it, I do want to point people to your website at
Yeah.
aestheticcallymedSpa.glossgenius.com. Now, last question for you. What does beauty mean to you?
Oh my goodness. So beauty goes more than just superficial, right? A lot of times I think we think about like that skincare and that gloss, but it's really beauty comes within and how you truly feel, because you can look radiant and um be very well put together, and all the glowing skin, and you're doing everything, but then maybe like internally you're not feeling like um your best, right? So that is like our chair becomes a little bit of our therapeutical area where you come in, and we really want all our clients to feel at home and come in and talk to us. And maybe you came in for skincare, but now maybe you want some neurotoxin, and or maybe now you want some filler, or maybe now you just want a facial, and you feel like, oh, I need a friend to talk to, and I wanted just a facial, and I just wanted a little bit of hyping up, and I needed a little bit of a cheerleader here for me, and that's what we want to be for you. And I think that's so important for beauty in general. It's just somewhere where you can go and you can feel like yourself, and you come out and you're happy and you're motivated and you feel great about yourself in and out. And that's really what beauty is all about.
Awesome. Well, there you have it. Dr. Asmar sharing your expertise. So, Doctor, where can people contact you in your practice?
Yeah, so you can definitely come on our website and you can contact us. You can reach us via email, our phone number, our webpage. You can also directly message us on there. Our webpage does list our phone number and our email as well. And you can get in contact with us and set up a virtual consultation or in-office consultation.
Awesome. Okay, well, this is amazing. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, and thank you for sharing your message.
No, thank you for having me. It's been wonderful.
Thanks for listening to the Beauty Talk podcast. Any questions, please contact the practice directly with the contact information provided during the show. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.